All righty. Good evening, everybody. We are here. Just getting the chat up. We'll make sure that's working after we had our wonderful chat issues last week. But welcome, everybody, to our live show for tonight. See, we got Queen Beat already in the room. We got Tracy's already in the room. Glad to have y'all here tonight. We're going to talk all things cruising, answer any questions, pretty much anything anybody wants to talk about tonight. You have anything you want to talk about tonight? Cruising, of course. Cruising. James has just jumped in. Good evening.
Hi, James.
I guess I didn't even properly do an introduction for anybody that is new. I am Chris.
I'm Tiffany.
We have Tiffany. We are with High Seas Cruising. We have Miko, the very unofficial cruise dog, here with us tonight as well. He's going to stay here for a little bit, I guess, until he's ready to wander off and do his own thing.
He's also known as everybody.
Yes, he's also known as everybody. That way he can tell you that it's what every cruiser wants. So whenever I say everybody I asked, well, here he is. And he always agrees. So no issues there. But we are 11 days away from our next cruise.
Yes.
You excited?
Yes.
You ready to go?
Yes, if I can remember where we were going.
Well, it is just a short cruise to Cozumel.
Okay.
Just a short cruise aboard Grandeur of the Seas. Hello, Angela. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Like I said, we're just getting started, letting people hop in here real quick. Just kind of talk about some upcoming cruising stuff. And there goes Miko. He's done. He said he has had enough cruising for the night already. Now he's just going to go over there and chew on his leg. But so what's been going on cruising-wise for you? You going to have a good tips video for him this week?
I'm going to try.
You going to try?
I'm really needing help with the tips.
Needing help. So if you guys have tip suggestions, you guys want to hear Tiffany talk about, put on her tips from Tiffany, hey, let her know in the comments. That way she has a... Oh, Angela also has an upcoming cruise. What cruise ship and where y'all going? Just out of curiosity. Because there's a lot going on with cruising right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people are getting into it. Cruise bookings are way up. If you listen to the industry and stuff like that, cruise bookings are way up since the protocol changes. They're allowing both vaccinated and unvaccinated back on the ships. Cruise bookings are going up big time. Ships are filling up quickly.
Yes.
People are finally able to get back out there and enjoy cruising, and it's almost getting really back to normal.
Yes.
It's definitely a lot more normal now than it was even just 6 months ago. But I will have to admit, I'm going to miss the reduced capacity on the ships.
Yes. The less people, the more time with the crew.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed getting to know the crew a lot better.
Yeah, because we went on a couple cruises at the very beginning where it was like 300-400 passengers total on some of these cruise ships.
Liberty of the Seas, and we are going to Cozumel, Cayman, and Jamaica. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Cayman is awesome. Jamaica's awesome. And Cozumel is just always awesome.
Definitely going to miss the
Reduced capacity.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was just really, really nice. It was calm. It was quiet. It was just so laid back. Well, with the reduced capacity. All right, Chatty Apple is going on Symphony over Thanksgiving week. Well, that'll be a nice cruise. Yes. Nice cruise. Thanksgiving at sea.
Yes. That would be nice to do.
That would be, but unfortunately your job doesn't. Yeah, Tiffany's job doesn't allow her to go a lot of places, specifically over holidays. So we either go right before or right after a holiday. We never quite get on the holiday.
Michelle has her
first cruise
booked for next year on the Mardi Gras.
Oh, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. I figured out with cruising, well, I hope you're going to love it. With cruising, it seems like either you love a cruise or you're happy to never, ever go back again. Yes. It's usually one or the other. Very few people land in the middle, it seems, But once you love it, if you love it, you're going to be hooked. and that's going to be your vacation of choice. It's pretty much the only type of vacation we take because it's a floating resort that takes you different places around the world. It's great.
Some of the fun said they did Thanksgiving, an 8-day on Dream last year, and it was a blast.
Oh, Just Cody has joined the room.
Hi, Just Cody.
Yeah, definitely there on every video we put out.
So our very first cruise was 2 days after Thanksgiving. So that one was, got to see the Christmas part of it. So we missed the Thanksgiving, but that was our very first cruise. And that's about as lucky as I'm going to get. Yeah, well, my very first cruise. That's about as lucky as I'm going to get as far as holidays.
Well, we are going on the Jubilee the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So you're going to get close. And you get a Halloween cruise.
Yes, Halloween isn't that big.
Yeah, it's not really
It's not that big.
All right, Patricia is going on Liberty of the Seas, October the 2nd, first cruise. Liberty of the Seas was actually our first Royal Caribbean ship that we ever went on. Completely loved Liberty of the Seas. She was a great ship. We had a great time. You guys are going to have a blast on Liberty of the Seas. She's decorated beautifully. She was a great ship.
Yes.
Our first taste of Royal Caribbean, and we were hooked with Royal Caribbean after that.
Yeah. And you're right. You can't beat the convenience and the value of a cruise. One-stop shop. I tell everybody that says, oh, I'd love to book a cruise, but just not sure, and they're so expensive. And I tell them, put it on layaway, because that's kind of what it is. You make your deposit, and then you make your monthly payments until the final payment is due. But it's a floating hotel, and you wake up in a different destination every day.
Well, plus, if you actually add up your travel, a hotel, to do a non-cruise vacation, and you start adding all that stuff up, your meals, your entertainment, and all that kind of stuff, usually a land-based vacation could be way more expensive than what you can get for some of these cruises out there that include the majority of that stuff.
Angela's going to be staying at a hotel in Texas City next Saturday. That's really close to Galveston. My best friend stays there whenever they sail out of Galveston. Still leaving out of Galveston next Saturday. Just Cody's going to be heading out on the Vista.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've been on the Vista. The Vista was great. There's so much good stuff coming to Galveston. If you're sailing out of Galveston, there is just so much good stuff coming. The Ruby Princess is fixing to get down there. Allure of the Seas is coming. Once Allure leaves, we're getting Harmony of the Seas. We're getting Voyager of the Seas to replace Adventure of the Seas. So we got a whole bunch of cruise ships coming in and out. And as these bigger ships come in and they are more successful, I expect we will continue to see better and better ships and better opportunities to sail out of Galveston. They just need to work on those itineraries, in my opinion.
Cruising Scene says, hello, High Seas Cruising. Well, hello back.
Hello. We board the ship on Sunday. Put it on layaway. That's basically what it is. You pay a little bit up front, pay over it over time. To me, that's great.
From the ship Thanksgiving to Christmas, the first day after Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, that's normally when they do it. The Thanksgiving ends, they start rolling in the Christmas decorations right away. And we have not done Christmas. Actually, we've done no holidays on Carnival. No. This Halloween will be our first one, and we've only done Christmas on Disney.
Yes.
And I will tell you, Disney Cruise Lines knows how to do Christmas.
And we did Valentine's Day on Royal.
That's true. And we did do Valentine's Day on Royal. They had all kinds of balloons and cakes and stuff out. I can't wait. This is a celebration cruise for me beating cancer.
Awesome.
Yeah, that is freaking awesome. Definitely enjoy that cruise. Get out there and have the best time you've ever had. You've really earned that.
Yeah. We love being able to just drive to Galveston. So do we.
So do we. We are just a hair over 3 hours away from driving down to Galveston. And yeah, I love it. And in fact, like I said, they keep putting new ships there and some new opportunities. So having Galveston just right down the road is super helpful.
I love it. Congratulations, Angela. Great news. And
they're going to celebrate with
they're
you.
going to celebrate with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Just have a blast. Have a blast.
Absolutely. You've definitely earned it. Congratulations. Definitely enjoy that cruise. Then, of course, the dog's going to come in here and play now and make a bunch of racket.
Try Carnival at Christmas.
Okay, so Carnival does a gingerbread house display also. Did not know that.
I didn't know that either. I know Disney does, and it was life size.
Yeah, that's what she says. They still do it. It's huge. Well, that would be awesome. Okay, that is definitely something we'd want to look for then. I guess we need to do a carnival. We pretty much need to do them all at Christmas.
Yes.
We can do them all at Christmas.
4.5 hours away isn't too bad.
No, that's not bad at all. That's just a hop skip.
Royal does a gingerbread display also.
Well, there you go. More reasons to keep going. So you guys are just giving us more reasons to cruise.
So I know Disney at Christmas has Santa Claus there, a big, giant, tall Santa Claus, and they have the naughty and nice list that the kids get to use and put their names on. Does Royal and Carnival do that as well?
As I said, I have watched all of your videos. Thank you. Folks like you watching our videos is why we are here. It is why we are do this. Hopefully you guys get good information from our videos, get some enjoyment from our videos. That's what, that's why we do this. We just like to share our absolute love of cruising with the world. Constantly trying to get my family to get on a cruise ship. I've told them 100 times, you need to cruise, you need to cruise, you need to cruise. Man, I haven't convinced one of them yet. We're going on the Helping Hands for Cruising cruise out of Miami on the horizon next month. Can't wait.
What is Helping Hands?
Yeah, I am not familiar with Helping Hands. What kind of cruise is that? If you give us a little bit on that one. I have not actually heard of that one. Because that's on the horizon, so that's Carnival. I know they do the St. Jude, but I'm not familiar with them doing Helping Hands. I think we're going to learn something new tonight.
Yes, I like it.
I do too.
I like it.
I do too. Well, that's the whole point of these live videos, is we can all actually communicate together and interact.
Yes. No Santa that I've seen on Royal or Carnival. Maybe I missed him. I have tried to talk my husband to get on a ship, but he won't budge.
Just won't do it, huh? Yes, Santa comes and visits the little ones in the atrium for photos before the shutdown. And she's asking what's Helping Hands as well. Queen Bee is. So, yeah, the kids liked Santa when we did Santa.
I liked Santa.
Oh, okay. You like Santa?
And I had to laugh because, all the kids in line, and they have the list, and there's a naughty column and a nice column. And all the kids were putting their names in the nice column. And then there's my son, who puts his name on the naughty list.
I don't know. I saw Tiffany's name on the naughty list.
It's because you put it there.
She swears I put it there. I say I didn't. It just Santa knew, but there's no video evidence that it was me, so she can't prove it. Can't prove it at all.
No.
I think you're ringing. Oh, it's okay. So let's see, where else are we? Helping Hands. So yeah, holiday cruises. That it's definitely sounds like we need to do some more holiday cruises. And Angela thinks I put it on there. They always take your side.
Well, yeah.
I'm always guilty. Supposed to be, innocent until proven guilty. I just assumed guilty.
Yes.
Okay. You know what? I can live with that. Because it was me. I am the guy that would do that. I am.
Yes.
So I still have not told Tiffany the little surprise we have coming up on Grandeur of the Seas. Said I got a little activity booked that she still has no idea about.
No, I don't.
I am extremely looking forward to it. I think it's going to be super interesting, super entertaining. I'm going to have lots of video from it to show you guys when we get back. But Tiffany has no idea what it is yet.
have to have a little fun.
Yes, we do.
That would be boring. The down under cruises.
Cruisers Sean and Leah had a helping hands for cruising. Oh, okay. I got you.
Helps people who physically handicapped.
Or unable to afford cruises.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now that sounds like a very worthwhile cause. Definitely a worthwhile cause. Anything that helps people to cruise and get out there and enjoy what all the rest of us can get out there and enjoy, fairly easily. So it's really good to see they help people out with that. When do you guys cruise? I think that's for above, right? 18 days until our last sailing on Liberty of the Seas out of Galveston. Now rewatching your vlog series again. Well, if you have any, thank you for watching first and foremost. Really, really appreciate it. If you have any questions on Liberty or anything like that, definitely let us know. I will answer everything that I possibly can.
The Grinch on Carnival used to come dressed up as Santa and do some silly mischief. That sounds like fun.
That would be fun to see.
We are loyal royal.
Look, there's all 4 more cruises booked now. We really love Royal Caribbean too. It is definitely one of the ones we enjoy the most, but we also like to, I like cruise ships. So I will go on different brands to experience their ships, see what they have to offer, and I always make videos and vlogs and everything of the cruises we take to share with everybody. But Royal Caribbean is definitely one of our favorite ones. Okay, that question was meant for you and Tiffany. We actually sail in 11 days.
Yes.
So we sail in 11 days on Grandeur of the Seas. Then we come back for about a week and a half. And then I'm sailing on the Carnival Ecstasy. I'm doing a solo cruise for the last cruise on board that one on October the 10th. Then I come back from that one and we go back out
October 29th.
October 29th, Carnival Breeze for the Halloween cruise. So pretty much got almost 3 in a row coming up real quickly. And then we don't have anything currently scheduled for November and December, but then we have 2 scheduled in January. I think we had to put them out.
Come on, puppies.
We had a great time on the Grandeur in May. Yeah, everything I've seen about the Grandeur, being a smaller ship, a cozier ship, a quieter ship, I find that really, really appealing that, it's going to be more just kind of relaxing, chilling out, because they don't have all the bells and whistles on the Grandeur since she's an older ship. But I heard she's a beautiful ship and the crew is spectacular.
We sail on the 25th, so we have 11 days as well.
Oh, well, if you're watching my vlogs on Grand Cayman, I think what you're going to find out is I messed up in Grand Cayman pretty badly. I had a plan, went completely wrong. Nothing worked out for me in Grand Cayman the last time we were there. Still beautiful. We still had fun getting it wrong, but you probably won't learn a whole lot about my Grand Cayman videos other than what not to do. So hopefully at least that part will be helpful and hey, don't do what this goofy guy did because it didn't go well.
My best suggestion for the Grand Caymans, if you don't have an excursion plan, just walk around the city. But I would do an excursion. 7 Mile Beach is beautiful. Okay, so we sail we actually sail the 26th. So I guess technically we still have 12 days. We sail out Monday the 26th. I heard that the staff was awesome being a smaller, older ship like that. But I've heard that about a lot of the smaller, older ships. I've even heard that about like the Carnival Ecstasy, that because it's a smaller, older ship, though, the crew just excels. That's one of the ships that you almost always see really positive reviews on the crew. We have not been to Mr. Sancho's. Mr. Sancho's. We've heard stories, though. Yeah, we've heard stories about Mr. Sancho's, but no, we have never actually been to that one. Trying to go to the turtle. Good luck with that bus.
Good luck with that bus. I wish you the best of luck with that bus. And if you learn some new information that maybe I missed or didn't get right, please let me know. That way I don't make that mistake
Maybe we
again
should
next
have
time.
tipped him before instead of after.
Yeah, she said their parents went on the ecstasy and said the same thing about the amazing crew on board. I don't know why it is about the smaller ships that the crew is just like the standout best feature on these ships. Maybe it's because it's smaller, they have less passengers to worry about, and they could be more, customer service friendly, more guest friendly because they don't have to worry about slides and all that other kind of stuff. Maybe that really helps out. I don't know, but I've heard that on all the small ships that the crew top notch every time.
So Angela is going to Mr. Sancho's in Cozumel. My best tip or advice for that is beware of the alcohol. It is a lot different down in Mexico, a lot stronger, and all the horror stories we've heard is everybody comes back to the ship, but they don't remember how they got back to the ship.
Let's see. Good evening. The Z Show Cruise Fun Head. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Angela's last cruise in February, and they were on Adventure of the Seas. We did Adventure in March? No, May. May was our last one. We did Adventure in May. Poor Adventure of the Seas. She was a great ship, but she needs to go dry dock. Her big screen never worked. There were a couple issues with Adventure. I think she needs a little time in the dry dock and a little refresh and refurb to help her out.
See, Nacho in Cozumel. What is that?
That's Nacho Kami is another place like Mr. Sancho's.
Okay.
In Cozumel.
We also loved Adventure in January. I feel like on smaller ships, they aren't as spread thin for other duties or actually moving around their ship.
Not sure how to get to 7 Mile Beach in Grand Cayman. What's best? All right, so the one time we went to 7 Mile Beach one time, because we've only been to Caymans twice, we caught a taxi right there at the port. They took us up to a resort, and we got like a day pass. And I cannot remember the name of the resort, but we got a day pass. It included the chairs, some food, facilities there, and the beach area right there on 7 Mile Beach. But we just took a cab up and a cab back to that one.
Just pack a bag for a little bit of everything. We were not prepared, so we didn't have swimsuits or anything like that. That was our first time there. And so just when you pack your outing bag, make sure you take a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and they had and the one we went to had changing rooms,
towels, and stuff like that. We
Right.
just didn't have an extra change of clothes or swimsuits, anything like that.
All right, are the shops good in Grand Cayman, and how many are there? Okay, so if you're talking about the cruise port itself, it's super tiny. There's just a few shops inside the cruise port itself, but Grand Cayman's is very, very safe. So you walk out of the cruise port, and you're pretty much in the shopping district right there, and then there's shops all over the place. Never felt a single ounce of concern of walking around in Grand Cayman's. Not a one. And so, but like I said, the cruise port itself is pretty small. It's pretty tiny. I actually have a video up there of the one that Royal Caribbean stops at when we were there last time. Really, really little. I mean, the video is like 4 minutes. That's how long it took to get all the way around the cruise port there. But you go right outside, and there's a ton of stuff to see. So, Cayman is just really, if you're going to go to Cayman's, an excursion, go up to 7 Mile Beach, get a pass for the day at one of the resorts if you want to swim, do the beach thing. I mean, the sand is beautiful. It's just white, super soft. Water's crystal clear.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was spectacular. It was spectacular. I think the only port we have been to where the water wasn't super spectacular is Progreso.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not as clear in Progreso, but that's also up on the Gulf side still. So you're just not into that crystal clear Caribbean waters way up there. But we still had a lot of fun in Progreso.
Yes, we did. A lot of fun.
Still do, because that's where we saw the flying fish.
Mm-hmm. Scared the ladies.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys, I've ever told y'all the story. So we're in Progresso. We went to a resort for the day, like we're talking about doing in the Caymans. And we were swimming out in the ocean, and I look over in this huge school. I mean, there had to have been hundreds of those flying fish just started jumping out of the water and skipping across the water. I mean, hundreds of them. Well, I'm looking at the fish, and between me and the fish is another lady. She's out there swimming. And I just like, oh, look. And she must have thought I was talking about that there was a shark in the water. She went to screaming and went to running. And I'm like, no, sorry, fish. But yeah, I scared the tar out of some poor lady getting super excited about these flying fish.
So as far as Jamaica and being safe, you do have to be careful. We've gotten off the ship both times we were there. The port is gorgeous. There's lots of shops in the port. The port is very safe. So if you're not wanting to do an excursion and just do a little bit of shopping, highly recommend the port. Last time we were there, we went horseback riding. So we did do an excursion and they drove us off, showed us a little bit of the countryside and everything like that. But
I would be cautious of ever wandering out of the port area by myself. It's one of those ones where if you're going to leave the port area in Jamaica, would recommend that you take an excursion. It's just safety in numbers, safety with a group. You know, they keep better eye on you and stuff like that. I would definitely not recommend leaving the port of Jamaica, especially alone. You know, even just one or two people, wouldn't recommend it. Anyone ever? Yes, we've been to Half Moon. Loved Half Moon. I snorkeled in Half Moon. There were stingrays just right there in the swimming area. And I was following stingrays around. Beautiful, clear water, gorgeous. I really wish they would build a cruise pier, a dock there at Half Moon. That is probably the one and only downfall for me for Half Moon is the
tenders.
There we go. I don't know why that word just slipped in my mind. Just completely whoop. But yeah, no, Half Moon was beautiful.
We don't really have any video because that was before we started the channel.
There's a couple of little ones on there. I've got some of the stingray and stuff like that. But yeah, Half Moon last time we were at Half Moon was prior to our channel, so we're not doing as much recording as we do right now. So yeah, that much is very, very true. But it's beautiful. We're gonna get back over there because there's several of those private islands we still need to get to. Need to get to Princess Key. Need to get to Coco Key. MSC has theirs. Norwegian has theirs. So yes. Yep. Anytime a ship tenders for any reason, it is included. Automatically, you don't have to worry about that. Tenders are just, I'm trying to think of the right words. They're not the easiest way to get on and off the ship is probably the nicest way to say it. You know. But I mean, they're not terrible. They're not horrible. They're just the least convenient.
Yeah.
You know, once you dock and you walk off the ship and you're there, and then you have to tender.
I think it's getting off the ship onto the tender at the start of the day that's the worst. Because in the afternoon, when you're coming back, the tenders aren't near as full. People aren't rushing, pushing, stuff like that.
Right. Because it depends on which cruise line, too. Like last time, you had to go down and get a tender ticket prior to the morning of, and then it had your specific tender group on it. And then when they called that group, you get to go down and actually get on the tender. Now, depending on where you're going with the tender port, too, a lot of times you can get excursions. They may pick you up directly off the ship.
Oh, that doesn't sound like fun. Got rained on the top of the tender.
That sounds like something that would happen to me, too.
The swimming isn't nearly as nice as Half Moon Cay. It's very rocky. Get some water shoes.
Absolutely. We pretty much take water shoes with us now everywhere we go. Anytime we cruise, we take our water shoes. we have had to learn that lesson the hard way
A couple
a couple
times.
of times. So yeah,
Mostly me, because I'm usually the one that forgets my shoes because I don't like shoes.
yeah. Well, anytime you get a tender that doesn't have a top to it, of course it's going to rain on you. I think that's just like a cruising, fact. It seems like. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty quick ride into Half Moon. Like I said, it's just, I don't know. It's not my favorite. I guess that's probably the nicest way to say it. I would never not go on a cruise because of a tender port. I would never skip a port because it's a tendering port. It's just not my favorite.
How often does the tender run to and from the ship?
It's really going to depend on your cruise line, but majority of the time they're pretty quick. Let's say every 30 minutes or so, give or take. I don't think we've ever waited, like when we want to go back to the ship, we've never waited more than a few minutes. You'll wait longer for them because they're going to try to fill it up at least to a certain point before it goes back to the ship, but probably about every 30 minutes or so, give or take.
We've never had it rain on us on a tender.
Not on a tender. It's raining on us everywhere else.
Yes.
Yeah. 20 to 20 minutes until it's pretty full. I'd say that's definitely a very accurate one. The catch with the tendering, though, is don't miss that last one.
No, don't miss the last one.
And they will tell you that the last tender is at this time. Don't miss that tender. I highly recommend you try to get a couple of tenders before the very last one. Some of those last ones are the ones that are the most crowded as they're trying to stuff people on for the people that didn't go back, a little bit early.
So if we get off the ship and went to the port and say we didn't want to stay long, we could just go back to the ship. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, you can actually get off the ship, get on the ship, get off the ship, get on the ship as much as you want. So if you want to get off the ship, explore around, get back on the ship and have some lunch, get off the ship and do some more exploring around, absolutely. The only thing they will give you the last call, basically, the final boarding time. Let's say it's 4:00. Just be on board prior to that, and you're good. But other than that, you can get on and off as many times as you want. Yeah, it's not like they put you off and you have to stay off. Nothing like that. No. They are really, really good about that.
Don't miss unless it's a ship excursion running late. They will wait. Happened to us in Belize. One time we were so worried, but they waited. Yeah, make sure that if you do an excursion that it's offered by the ship excursion so that you don't run into that problem.
Well, that one, if you book through the ship, you're guaranteed.
Yeah.
But a lot of the third-party excursion companies are almost guaranteeing that now, or are guaranteeing that now because they want that business. So they're doing what they have to do to get people back to the ships. And because if they continuously bring people back and they're missing their ships, they're not going to be allowed to book excursions and stuff like that, even through third parties. They're going to get run out of business. So they're going to get a bad reputation. So even the third party ones are pretty good, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you can get some reduced cost and they're less expensive to book through a third party. There's always the chance, even if it's, super itty bitty, there is always the chance, though, if you don't book with the cruise ship, that it could leave without you. But there are some that you can't get through the cruise lines that you can only get through third party, too.
Yeah.
So if there's some very specific things you want to do, the cruise line may not offer it, and you may have to go third party if it's something you really, really wanted to do.
Shipmate has a lot of excursions that are third party on there.
Yes.
Right? Shipmate.
Mm-hmm.
It's an app for your phone.
There's several of them. There's Shipmate has a lot, and what is it? Day Resort, Day Pass. I forgot the name of that website. It's been a couple of years. But there was a website that you could go in there and see all like the hotel resort day passes that were available in cruise ports, and you could pre-book them. And I'll have to look up the name of that one again. Like I said, it's been a couple of years since we've looked at that one. Because usually when we do our excursions, we're trying to do something new and something different. What is our favorite cruise line? I don't think you're getting the same answer out of us, so I'm going to let Tiffany give me her answer first.
So everybody knows Disney's mine.
Yeah. So,
well, maybe not everybody, but
Disney's your favorite?
Disney's mine.
Disney is Tiffany's, and right now I would have to say mine is probably Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean has some specific things on board that they do that I like, and they call to me. Even if they're super tiny things, they call to me.
Queen Beat says she's still afraid to venture past or Mr. Santos on her own, especially when cruising solo.
Yeah, and I don't blame you.
No.
If you're cruising solo, I wouldn't venture too far outside of a safe area, an excursion, or with some type of group, just for your own safety. I wander outside of the cruise port in Cozumel. Tiffany wanders around with me, but there's even places I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to go down this street. I'm not going to go down this alley. So that's actually a pretty smart choice.
So, and something else you might try is talk to other cruisers, see what they're doing for the day. We got off in the one with the princess or the queen's staircase. Where's that? Nassau. We got off on Nassau, and there was a solo cruiser, and she asked if she could just hang out with us for the day. She didn't care where we were going. She just wanted to venture out and just didn't feel safe traveling on her own, and we completely understood. So she walked all over Nassau with us. We went to the fort and all kinds of stuff. And so just talk to your fellow cruisers and see what they're doing, if they're planning a day trip just out and about.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that too. I'd completely forgotten about it. But yeah, she was a solo cruiser. Said, I want to go out, check it out. I don't feel safe going by myself. Is it cool if I just tag along with you guys? And of course it is. We're just going to go out and roam around and visit and see things. And it's what she wanted to do. So yeah, Tiffany's absolutely right. Check and see who else is out there, because you probably find someone who has a similar interest, going to a similar place, and a group is always safer.
Always used them and never had an issue. Always used who? Only been on Carnival and love it.
Yeah, let's see. We've been on Carnival 4 or 5 times now, and Carnival's good. There are some very positive things about Carnival. There's some very positive things about Royal. There's very positive things about all of the cruise lines. It really just comes down to taste. Obviously, if I need that good old, Guy's burger, you got to go on Carnival to get that.
Or the pizza.
Oh, the pizza on Carnival. I said they all have such good things to offer. But I would recommend that if you want to try some other cruise lines, try them. Just because it's different. It's a variety. It's something new. It's new food, new experiences, new types of entertainment. So yeah, I definitely recommend trying it just to try it for yourself, because you never know what you're going to like better than something else.
How much of a party ship is Carnival?
How much of a party ship is Carnival?
Yeah.
Where do you see that one? Oh, I got it. Okay, hold on. We got to go up a little bit.
Oh.
What is your favorite Royal Caribbean ship? We've only been on the 2 Royal Caribbean so far, Liberty of the Seas and Adventure of the Seas. So I'm going to go with Liberty of the Seas, because, like I said, Adventure of the Seas, she needed a little bit of love in dry dock when we were on her. But she had some things that Liberty didn't have. And then I said, I've got Grander coming up, and then we have Allure coming up, and then we have Harmony of the Seas coming up. So that very well could change as we keep sailing with them too. How much of a party ship is Carnival? That is going to depend, in my opinion, keep in mind these are just my opinions, on the length of your cruise. If you get on a 3 and 4 day super short cruise, you're going to get a much larger party atmosphere than you would be if you were on, say, a 7-day cruise. And that's pretty much, you can pretty much say that for all of the cruise lines, but Carnival's kind of, I guess, notorious for it. But yeah, the shorter the cruise, the much more of a party cruise atmosphere that you're going to get versus a longer cruise. Eat in the main dining room. Don't sit alone. You'll meet friends. Absolutely, yeah. You go eat in the main dining room. You sit at the table with others, and they usually try to sit you, with kind of, I guess you're like your same demographic, I guess is the right word. Tiffany and I, when we go in, if they sit us at the table, they sit us with other couples. If you go and you have kids, they may try to sit you at another table with kids, to kind of foster that common ground, I guess is the easiest way to say that. And if you go in there and you're eating solo, they're going to put you at a table that has other solo cruisers with you, in theory, to give you an opportunity to meet other solo cruisers. And a lot of cruise lines also have a solo cruising event on board. If you look through the cruise activities, you may see that, and that can also give you an opportunity to meet other solo cruisers and see what everybody's doing.
So just knows that the food on Carnival is awesome, and the Cheers package is a lot of fun. I'm sure other lines are great too.
Yes, Carnival has some awesome food.
Yes, they do.
They have some awesome food. I completely agree with that. As far as the Cheers package, I couldn't really tell you too much about that. Tiffany and I are the kind of people, we may have 2 to 3 drinks.
The entire cruise.
The entire cruise, bar drinks.
And that's the only time we drink.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the absolute only time we drink. I've gotten the Bubbles package on Carnival, and I've gotten the soda package on Royal. And if you're comparing just those two, Royal soda package is 100 times better, simply for the convenience of the Coca-Cola Freestyle machines on board.
When those ships have those.
Right, when the ships have them, which the majority of Royal Caribbeans do.
Yeah.
Adventure of the Seas didn't. But those Coca-Cola Freestyle machines is one of the things about Royal Caribbean I absolutely love, because I get up super early. I can be up for 4:30 in the morning. I want something to drink. I can just go to the Freestyle machine, versus Carnival. The bars aren't open yet, which is where you have to get your drinks from. Allure of the Seas is awesome. I've heard that. And I've also heard that it's too big with too many people on board, which is part of the reason that I want to go on the Allure of the Seas, because I want to see how it feels to me. I mean, I've heard it's just huge, gigantic, you get lost, it's too many people on board. But then I've also heard that the ship is so big and so huge that even with all the people on board, it doesn't seem overly crowded. So I kind of got to go find that one out for myself. But Allure has a lot of amenities that I definitely want to check out.
Royal is also great on giving free cruises if you play in the casino.
That's something good to know. Play a little bit in the casino.
Well, that's that little bingo. I play a bingo game on my phone, and you can get trips and excursions and stuff on Royal with that.
And yes, I have been following the progress of the Battleship Texas has a YouTube page and has a TikTok page. I've been along with them to follow the battleship's progress. And absolutely, I will be at the railing taking pictures and video of the Texas. I'm excited for her to get done. I want to go check her out again. But I definitely will be looking at that.
Agreed. What? Weekenders bring younger crowds as well.
True.
Yes.
Absolutely. Longer cruises, not in the summer or spring break, not a party ship, no more than the other big. Right.
Yeah.
And I completely agree with that. And we don't do a whole lot of sailing right in the middle of summer. Mostly because the prices spike in the summertime because the demand goes up. So usually we'll cruise the first half of the year up till May, skipping spring break. And then starting again up in September, we'll sail for the remainder of the year. Best prices, least crowded, I guess, with the exception of a couple of the holidays, and try to get on, slightly longer cruises to avoid some of the more robust atmosphere.
I always like to eat with only my partner, and I have really bad anxiety. It sucks, but I feel a lot better in the dining room eating with only me and my other half. We are that way too. Sometimes. Yeah.
The biggest reason a lot of times will get a table that's just Tiffany and I, and that's because I'm filming, talking to the camera, taking pictures of food and stuff like that. And I feel that would be rude at a larger table. But we had a lot of fun the last time we still sat at one.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a blast and everything like that. But sometimes we do, sometimes I guess. I said a lot of it has to do more with I don't want to be rude to other people dining at the table.
The Cheers package, 14 drinks per person per day. Remember, folks, that's a limit, not a challenge. I love it.
So they're going to get their money's worth out of that
Yes.
Cheers package.
Yes.
I mean, that is just a given.
We will be on the Allure of the Seas on December 4th.
I am on Allure of the Seas January the 6th. I want to say it's January the 6th. It's right. It's in the first week in January. I'm on the Allure. And that actually will also be a solo cruise as well. Tiffany will not be with me on the Allure of the Seas. She can't quite take as many because she also has a Disney cruise in January. So she got to pick between the two. And, well,
of course I chose Disney.
She chose Disney.
It's on my bucket list.
So the Adventure had the freestyle drink machines in February? That is so wild. When we were on Adventure in May, she didn't have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't even have them.
We've never gotten a drink or Bubbles package. Does the Bubbles package include coffee?
No.
No. But Royal does have just a coffee card where you get 15?
I think it was 15.
It was 15, but it was just coffee. So, and it depended on what kind of coffee you got as to how many they charged you. So I would go up and get a frappe and they would charge me for 2 coffees. But that lasted, we were on that ship for
5 days?
5 days. So that was great for me. I could have up to 3 coffees a day.
Yeah, Royals has the punch card. It's $30 for their card, or it was $30 for their card. And it got you 15 punches. And then Carnival has a coffee card too. And I want to say that's buy X number and you get one free. Is that how Carnivals work?
Yeah, Carnival, they don't necessarily have a package for coffee, but you go up and you ask them for a card on the first day, and they'll give you a stamp card, and you every time you go get a coffee, and I think after 5 you get one free. Disney does the same thing. I know I still have a stamp card from Disney to use in January. So.
Right, and that's only if you don't get a Cheers package. If you get the Cheers package that includes alcohol, the coffee is included in that package. It's just if you get any of the lower packages, they usually don't include coffee. But Royal actually has a middle package that includes both coffee and soft drinks, milkshakes, smoothies. They actually have a third one right there in the middle.
I just don't drink soda, so I never get the Bubbles.
Yeah. Okay, I lost it there. I will have to. Okay, so Michelle said her brother-in-law was the lead captain on the movement of the battleship. That had to be really, really cool. There were actually people that were on board the battleship when she moved. I really wish I knew how to be one of those people. I'd have volunteered years ago if they would have let me be one of those people. When I sailed Allure, every function was standing room only because most venues were really small.
That's why I highly recommend getting to those venues early for events.
Absolutely. It never fails me. And all the cruise lines are sometimes notorious for it, but they'll put a popular event, a popular game, a trivia or something like that. And it always seems like they want to put it in a smaller venue when there's a bigger venue. But I don't know. There's got to be a rhyme or reason behind it.
Sold out. What's sold out? Angela said something sold out.
We were seniors on a cruise last January. We met a couple, and we'll be cruising with them next year. Yeah, that's true. You'll meet people on a cruise ship all the time. Click with them. There's just tons of stories out there of folks that are like, they make lifetime friends when cruising. Carnival's drink package includes any drink, I think up to $20 value. It includes coffee. Yes, as long as it's the Cheers package. Maybe I misspoke, but when we were talking about the coffee cards, that was if you get the Bubbles package or down. Yeah, if you get the Cheers, the alcoholic packages, those do include coffee. Yeah, okay. Adventure in April, and they were there. That is so crazy. Yeah, when we were on Adventure in May, there were no Coca-Cola Freestyle machines. That kind of bugged me. They were on the Liberty, though. And they are on the Grander, but I don't know. Maybe they took them off Adventure for some reason. Maybe they're having a problem. But yeah, they weren't there on Adventure of the Seas in May, which I thought was really odd that it didn't have them. So they must have taken them off for some reason.
Do I have a favorite Disney ship? I would have to say the Fantasy is my favorite right now. I've only been on three of them, and I can't remember their names.
They only have 5, so you're halfway there.
I know. I can't. The Fantasy. Which other 2 have I been on?
The Dream and the Wonder.
Definitely the Fantasy first, and then the Wonder is the one we were just on.
Right. So why is the Fantasy your favorite?
Because that was the first one, my very first cruise, and had the whole family.
Yeah, that was your very first cruise. Fantasy. That was a good cruise, though. We did have a. Says on our very first cruise, we went on a cruise with a large family group of in-laws and children. I kind of wish I did go sit alone. I get that. I really get that.
So in October, the cruise that we're going on, there's going to be a total of like 30 of us. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. So we might be doing a lot of room service that week.
We were on the Allure before everyone got back to cruising. It was pretty nice. I'd imagine an Oasis class ship at a reduced capacity. That would have to be nice. Wonder was spectacular. Of the Disney ship, we'll see. The Disney Wonder was actually my very first cruise back in 2006. It was the very first cruise ship I went on. I took my daughter on there. And so the Disney Wonder will always have a special place in my heart, being the first ever. And then we went on the Disney Wonder.
Yeah, and see the Disney Wonder, they had beignets. Yes.
Tiffany does have a loving of some beignets.
Yes, and some cafe au lait.
Uh-oh. What happened?
What's the matter?
Oh, we lost them. No sound. All right, it looks like we hiccuped there for a moment. Okay, we're back now. How old are your kids?
Can you remember?
I'm trying to think.
So we have
29,
26,
25,
25, and 18.
And 18. They're all adults and out of the house now. Okay, well, I apologize there for that hiccup. It didn't even indicate that there was anything going on this end.
Sorry.
Well, the internet's always a funky thing. Live streaming is always a funky thing. Bermuda. I have not been to Bermuda. I actually have a story coming out for the cruise news tomorrow morning about Bermuda. And unless you're on an international cruise, it wouldn't mess with anything. And I doubt it's messing with anything for 2024. I think by 2024, we should be back to pretty normal. But I have heard Bermuda is very, very beautiful.
$24 and $16.
Yeah, we already have 2 grandbabies too.
Yes.
We have 2 granddaughters as well.
7-year-old and a 3-year-old.
7-year-old and a 3-year-old. And those are going to be our next 2 inductees into the cruise life. We're going to turn them on to it while they're young. We're going to slide them on like the Disney Wish or something like that, and they'll be hooked. I think they'll absolutely
They'll be hooked. Grandma will be broke.
Yeah, that's true. Every Disney cruise you take is a second mortgage.
Yes. Luckily, though, we find them pretty good deals. We usually go in the off season, so it's a good deal. So
yeah, you can get a good deal on a Disney cruise if you catch it right. You got to catch it right, and you got to be able to go at like a weird time.
So they did a NYC to Bermuda, and it was really nice.
See, for ages 27 down to 19 for the youngest. Yeah, so you're right in the same area we
Yeah.
are. We're 29 to 18.
Yeah. I have 2 grandbabies, and they are almost 3 and almost 1.
Oh, you still got a little bitty one.
No babies, just grand dogs. We have those 2. We have grand dogs.
You talk about Rhino?
Rhino and Cody's dog.
I forgot her dog's name.
I can't remember her dog's name either.
My wrestling comes on in 5 minutes. Love you guys' channel. Keep up the good work. Good night. All right. Hey, we really appreciate you being here. Thank you for stopping by. You have yourself a wonderful night, and we'll catch you next time. Hey, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah, I know. Wrestling. It's wrestling. You used to be like that.
Yeah, you're right. I used to be. Used to really be into it, especially when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Especially when I was a kid. Now I barely watch TV.
Yeah.
TV lost most of its interest and everything. But, all right, well, we're coming up here on an hour. I think that's going to be pretty good. Unless anybody else has any other questions or anything like that, we'd happy to get to it. Where are you guys from? We are from, basically, we're in the surrounding area of San Antonio, Texas. Little town off to the side. All boys.
Oh, wow.
All boys. You know, my mom, because I've got 2 brothers, 3 of us total, all boys. And my mom may be insane, and I'm pretty sure it's us that drove her there. So I feel for you. What is the best way to get to Galveston from Houston? All right, so you got 3 options. They, of course, have the transportation that you can get, like the shuttle buses and stuff like that, through the cruise lines, through the transfers. The easiest, most convenient way to probably do it these days is probably rideshare, Uber or Lyft, to be 100% honest with you. You're not waiting on anybody else. You simply get them. They pick you up at the airport. They drop you off. Quick, fast, convenience. And a lot of times it's less expensive than the transfers, to be honest with you. Some of those bus transfers from Houston to Galveston can be $50, $60, $70, $80. And so rideshare is about probably your best way to go, honestly.
Moms aren't born crazy. It's something about the boys. The boys make them crazy.
That's what my mom says. So there's got to be some truth to that. And I think we've done it. I think we've absolutely done it.
Love this channel.
Angela is 84 miles southeast of Dallas.
Okay.
Is that the relatively, and I'm just going to, I don't know how close. Is that close to Waxahachie? Oh, no, it's a little town called Log Cabin, Texas. I have never heard of that.
I have not either.
How is the Harbor House? Awesome. Awesome. The Harbor House is so uniquely situated. I mean, it sits right there on Pier 21. So the cruise ships are right there. You can walk. It is less than a 5-minute walk from the Harbor House to the cruise terminal. You can park at the Harbor House and leave your vehicle there. There are restaurants around the Harbor House. But depending on when you go, the Harbor House is a more expensive choice. Sometimes the Harbor House can be $200 plus per night there. So you got to kind of keep an eye on the prices. But we picked up the Harbor House one time for like $112.
Yeah.
We caught it just right in the off season. But yeah, if you can get it at the Harbor House, highly recommend it. Excuse me, Kate's Seafood is right next door. Good food, good service. Like I said, you just walk right outside and watch the cruise ships come and go.
Tilla the Fun says it's 300 now.
Yeah, during the summertime, they are high.
Yeah.
They are high. I think we caught the Harbor House in January. So like on some of our January, February cruises, I'll look at the Harbor House because it's such an off season in Galveston. The prices usually are gone down. I tried next month. Yikes.
Yeah.
Galveston's not super big. If you go over on the seawall side, which is basically the opposite of where the cruise ships are. And we're talking like a couple miles. There are tons of hotels up and down along the seawall, very reasonably priced. If you're driving in, you can park at the cruise port. If you flew in, you just grab an Uber or something right across to the cruise terminal. Still super easy, convenient, and you'll see the price way down and way different on the seawall side than you will on the harbor house. So there's tons of options for Galveston. I said the only time we ever stayed at the harbor house is when I picked it up so cheap. She stayed at the Galvez. That's the big one down there by the rainforest.
Okay.
That's that big. I've seen good prices at that one sometimes too. They'll hit just right, and the prices there just drop down. We haven't stayed there, but I have seen it. They definitely have seen it. I mean, if you get there like a couple of days ahead of time, you could go over and stay at Moody Gardens. There's a lot of activities over there for Moody Gardens if you're into science, history, nature, taking the kids with you. The Moody Gardens is a good option. They have a resort, and you get tickets for their attractions. If you've ever been to Galveston, it's the big glass pyramids that you see down there. Tons of options for Galveston, to be honest with you. We've never had a problem finding a place to stay.
No.
You know that, and we found some that we like better than others, but none that were just like rotten. I got it too, and even though we often preach, arrive the night before just for safety's sake. You never know about traffic, anything that could delay you from getting on the cruise ship. There's quite a few times that we may just drive straight down to Galveston because it's 3 hours. We also take all back roads and stuff like that. So
Golden Beat says, thanks for the chat. Have a great night.
You have a great night as well. Thank you for being here. We really, really appreciated it. But there's some great places to eat in Galveston too, especially on the seawall side.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. But I do think it's been an hour. I think we're going to go ahead and get ready to shut this down here. It's starting to get a little bit late. We really, really appreciate everybody being here. Yeah, ours is just a little over 3, so we definitely get that. Yeah, we're right there with you. We're definitely right there with you. All right, so I know we are talking about doing the live chat, the live videos here every 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, we will be on board the cruise ship. So we're going to push the next sit down live like this to 3 weeks. We will do it the Wednesday after we get back from the cruise. That way we can talk about the cruise, but we will still do an embarkation day live video from Grandeur of the Seas. That'll be on Monday, the 26th. So
also his birthday that day.
Thank you for throwing that out. I just got older on live. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. Love talking to you guys. I love this much more personal interaction than just the comments on the pre-recorded videos. So really appreciate everybody being here. Thank you very much. Have a great night. Look forward to that next video. That's you, Tiffany. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I said, I'm getting tongue-tied tonight. So as I said, we will be live again on Monday the 26th. Don't have a specific time yet. We're going to get on board the ship, get in our room, get our stuff put down, and we'll do an embarkation video. So figure somewhere between 3 and 4 is probably pretty accurate for an embarkation day. How young will I be? I will be 49 this year. 49. So, but don't worry. For the big 5-0, we're still working out some kind of September cruise for that. All right, I got to stop talking. I am just stumbling all over myself.
He's planning a big cruise for his 50th with a lot of people. So.
Yeah, there we go. So thank you, Desiree. I really, really appreciate that. But everybody, y'all have a really, really good night. I said we got a video coming out in the morning. It's, age is just a number. I will still do things like I'm 19 years old. I may get up in the morning and take a lot of naproxen and rub Bengay on myself for doing it. But age is just a number, and I'm still willing to try it. you'll still catch me head first down the slides on a cruise ship.
Yeah, you will.
Don't care. So, but I said, y'all have a really good night. We really appreciate y'all being here. I said, age is just a number, Mary. Get out there, cruise, have a good time, hit those 80s parties, dance, dance, dance. That's all that matters. You're only as old as you feel. So, but y'all have a good night, and we will talk to you guys here in just a little under 2 weeks, Monday the 26th. Y'all have a good one. Good night.
Good night.